दिल्ली के अंदर तो मैडम पहले सही था, मगर धीरे धीरे पोल्यूशन बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया है। और अब की कहूँ मैं इस बार की तो ऐसा है, मेरे को 2 हफ्ते हो गए खुद मेरे गले में इन्फेक्शन चल रहा है। इतना गाने वाने गाता रहता था, लोगों को सुनाता था, वोट पे आते थे कि गणेश भाई गाना सुनाओ। दुनिया में हर बंदा वायरल हो गया, मगर मेरा वीडियो तो इतना गया हुआ है और मेरी किस्मत अभी साथ नहीं दे रही है। मैं डॉक्टर के पास गया था, उन्होंने मेरे को सिरप दे दिया, खांसी की गोली दे दी बलगम की मेरे को। गला मेरा अभी तक 2 हफ्ते होने को आ रहे हैं, अभी तक ठीक नहीं हो पा रहा है।
Get to our top story, and that is Delhi waking up to another smoggy morning. Pollution very visible here in the national capital as the air quality continues to be very poor as far as the Delhi NCR region is concerned. The third consecutive day of pollution to be in the severe category.
दर्द हो जाता है, फिर
एकदम सीधा उठ के बैठते तो नहीं होता, वो पोस्चर हाइपरटेंशन हो जाता है एक बार, तो थोड़ा धीरे धीरे करके उठना है।
ठीक है,
एकदम उठेगा तो हो सकता है।
ठीक है सर।
और पानी का इंटेक बढ़ाओ, नारियल पानी साइड में रखना नहीं है, दिन में 3 बार पीना है इसको, क्योंकि इसमें ना वो जो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स होते हैं ना वो।
Can you give me a mic check?
1, 2, 3, this is Tanushree. So if we talk about Delhi is in that unfortunate position where it is impacted by both local sources, which are basically within Delhi city limits, as well as sources which are outside Delhi city limits. So if we look at sources which are within Delhi city limits, it's primarily vehicles. Vehicles, of course, is the primary contributor, followed by road dust, open waste burning, and a little bit of the small scale industries which are there located in Delhi and its vicinity. When we talk about sources coming from outside, of course, as we know, stubble burning is a seasonal contributor, but other than that, there is also some amount of influence which comes from industries outside Delhi, brick kilns, as well as the thermal power plants. So if we need to fix Delhi's air pollution, the key is to control both local and regional sources. So local action and regional coordination is what is needed to actually fix Delhi's pollution problem.
अब मौसमों का पता ही नहीं है, कब ठंड पड़ती है, गर्मियों में ठंड पड़ने लगी है और सर्दियों में गर्मी। ये दिल्ली में 30 साल समथिंग हो गए। पहले इतना पॉल्यूशन नहीं होता था। आज से 25 साल पहले पॉल्यूशन का नाम भी नहीं था कि दिल्ली में पॉल्यूशन है, फॉग गए इतना। लेकिन आज की डेट में दिल्ली के अंदर काफ़ी पॉल्यूशन हो गया है। नहीं सर, क्यों हो रही है कि अभी मैं थोड़ी देर पहले गाड़ी चला रहा था तो गाड़ी के जो है विंडो खुले हुए थे, तो मुझे सांस लेने में प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी और सीने में भी जलन सी हो रही थी। और फिर मैंने शीशे बंद करके गाड़ी के एसी चलाया है, तो पहले से बेटर लग रहा है।
We talk about air pollution in Delhi only during the winter season, which results in a lot of firefighting. Our focus then suddenly moves to rolling out emergency actions like banning entry of trucks or banning operation of construction sites, ramping up water sprinkling, increasing moisture content on roads so that the roads are dust-free. But there is a problem with this. If we want these emergency measures to really work, then we need to use the rest of the year to strengthen our system so that they become nimble enough to respond to the emergency where it arises.
check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, check, check. Okay. Hi guys, I'm Jayadhar Gupta. I'm a clean air activist and entrepreneur. In 2013, I was diagnosed with bronchial asthma. Major turning event in my life.
Since the toxic level in this air is almost more than 40-50 times of what is normal, so our normal mechanism is not able to take care of that. In fact, these toxic particles, toxic fumes, which are full of carbon particles as well as toxic harmful gases, they destroy this normal ciliary mechanism. Due to that, this mechanism being destroyed, all these particles tends to stay more. They destroy our normal airways. That is how the airways becomes narrow. So through smaller pipes we have to breathe, which leads to breathing difficulty. There is lot of mucus production to nullify these effects. So we have lot of cough and phlegm coming out, and further these tends to damage our airways in the sense that damage the DNA of it. So that is how the cancer is being produced.
That morning I had run a 12K, and I have no idea what the AQI was on that morning because I was oblivious to pollutants in the air. All I know is that about 8:39 in the evening I could hear a whistling sound in my lungs, and like a very strong wheeze. And later that night I felt like my airwaves were shutting down and I had to be rushed to the hospital. I was gasping for air. At the hospital I was told after tests and everything that I had 40% reduced lung function. They found fluid collection in my lungs, and I was diagnosed with bronchial asthma. The bigger problem is that the Dussehra to Holi every year I'm forced to leave Delhi as well. I just can't live here and breathe here. And even when I'm here, whether it's my car or my home or my office, or even when I'm outdoors, I'm using the best respirators. I'm using medical grade equipment to create a healthy micro environment around me. So a lot has changed. I mean, it's not great. It's kind of a compromised existence, but those are the conditions we live in.
As a chest surgeon, I have been operating on people's chest, namely lungs, for over 30 years. We do about 3 cases a day. During this period, I have noticed some very fundamental and very frightening changes in the color of lungs of people as well as in the spectrum that I see in the OPD. So first coming to the OR experience. So lungs, when we are born, they are pink in color. What I have seen is black deposits on the pink lungs. So initially, say about 30 years back, it used to be something I used to see only in smokers, that we will have black deposits. Non-smokers will have by and large pink lungs. Over the years, slowly it has changed to the extent that for the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years, I rarely see a pink lung even in non-smokers. And my real horrible moment was about 7 years back when I saw black deposits on the lungs of even teenagers. Important thing is that these black deposits, once deposited in the lungs, are permanent and no therapy, no treatment can remove them. They stay there and they cause lifelong damage to the lungs and various other organs. And people talk of death as the index to measure the impact of air pollution, but I tell them that this is the normal population and this is death. Before they die, they go through this cycle of decreased spare capacity, mild symptoms, moderate symptoms, severe symptoms, admission to hospital, ICU, and finally they die. So death is only the tip of the pyramid. There is a lot of disease, disability, absence from work, and the consequent cost which happens, which has a huge amount of cost. So if we can stop air pollution, we will stop millions of deaths, we will save trillions of dollars, and we will save our future generations from the ill effects of climate crisis also.